What is going on? Welcome back to the huddle, and round one is just around the corner. And with that in mind, just a heads up as well, this team is definitely not locked in. There'll probably be some more tinkering happening before tomorrow's round one kickoff. But if you've seen my team update video, things are pretty similar. There's a couple of changes, and at the moment I've got two empty spots. You'll see in a sec, one here and one down in my centers. Just want to have a chat about a couple of options, but in the hooking position, Coruscant there, named, hopefully plays 80 minutes, and Blake Brayley, one of the promising cheapies. Now, no Cook does make me feel a little uneasy, although with Coruscant expecting to play those minutes and the cheapie Blake Brayley, the promising prospect there, pretty hard to pass up. In the forward line, Payne Haas is the round one captain choice at the moment, and then a Knight right next to him. And a couple of benchies here, they're going to be slow burners. Tanor Brown there has been named on the bench at the Warriors, but the Warriors do have a couple of injuries, so it will be interesting to see when the likes of Tavaga and Parsi return. But a base price cheapie there, hopefully he makes us a bit of cash. And in the second row, we've got Murray, Lolo, and Fafita. Murray, yes, has that change of position. I'm hoping he gets a few attacking looks, and he might even come into the middle of the park. So an 80-minute Murray, yes, he might not be as involved as being in the middle the entire game or the entire time he's out there, but for me, I am going with him. Some players I'd love to have and have considered are Arrow and Madison, but we can't fit them all in there. We can't have them all, and I've gone with a few mid-rangers. Yes, I think this is the mid-ranger season. In a previous video, I spoke about how I like to avoid the mid-ranger danger, but with the lack of base price cheapies, we just have to do it. So the likes of Luciano Leilua in there, I've spoken about his PPM. I'm hoping on the edge there he'll get a few more minutes. Hopefully he plays around 55 to 60 minutes. And Carrigan has come onto the scene lately there, getting the lock position at the Broncos, and we'll talk about this position in a moment. There's a couple of players I am thinking about getting in. I've still got Moses and Walters. Yes, I know Grant might get released maybe round 3. There is some talk about him coming over to the Tigers, but I'm just hoping Walters can get a bit of cash generation going. Reynolds is on the bench at the Tigers, so we'll see what happens with that, but Mitch Moses and the Eels opening fixtures is just too good to pass up. I would love Cleary. I really would love Cleary, but at the moment for me, going with Moses and Walters. Milford's in there, yes, very nervous. Sean Johnson has been in a couple of teams, but at the moment I'm going with Milford and Luai, who has been named. Williams at the Raiders, the new recruit there from England, looks pretty promising, but a bit of an awkward price, and I'd like to see how he goes. If he goes enormous and is set to make a lot of cash and Milford absolutely flops, then I could just go with Milford to Williams, but I'm hoping Milford there with Croft, keeping things under control. Milford can just bounce it around, do Milford things. But it's all about this center wing this year, and I'm still so undecided. This is not very set yet, other than the likes probably Lomax. Croker hasn't been in every single team that I've decided, but the Raiders opening game, the opening draw for them is so tasty. I think he's going to get a few conversion looks, especially that first game against the Titans. Williami was named there in place of Ewan Aitken. Again, job security might not be very locked in, but that just might motivate him to put the effort in, knowing that Aitken is right behind him there trying to get that spot back. Watkins there starting the green tick, which is nice, still deciding who to play. Now these two, not sure I'm going to go with the Nuff there, Avarillo, but Fui here, he looked alright in the trials, but historically he has a pretty poor point per minute output. But at 200, pretty much base price. If he gets some time off the bench, again, just about cash generation. And in the fullback position, I've just got Ponga and Pappenhausen. Now, I'd love Teddy or Turbo, and it makes me a bit uncomfortable not having one of them. But Ponga there, probably goal kicking. Mason Leno's not named in the 17, so pretty hard to pass up Ponga against the Warriors in the first game. I think that'll be a pretty high scoring game. And Pappenhausen at fullback, we've seen what he's done there. So let's just have a chat now about these two positions. I've got quite a bit of cash, 798,000 there to fill in. My first combo is looking at Jack Williams. Let me just put him in there. Now, Williams had a decent point per minute output last year, but again, awkward mid price, but he would start in my team in the starting 17. I'm just hoping he gets the minutes because he does have that lock position. This gives me 400k down here. Now, 400k is such an awkward price. Let's have a look. Now, players like Dwyer have come into my team thinking he might get the fullback spot with the goal kicking, but he's not playing fullback, so probably going to pass him up. Simonson from the Raiders, there could be an option there. I've got Croker, not sure I want to go the double up, but their opening draw, like I said, is very favorable. Kurt Mann could be an option, although not sure he has much cash generation left in him, although Warriors first up is a decent game. Also at the Knights, Shiba there, Shibasaki. Again, a little bit cheaper. That would give me some money left over to use elsewhere, maybe upgrade another position, maybe upgrade Fui there and Avarillo. But I'm a bit intrigued by the Parramatta's opening fixtures, and Waka Blake is definitely an option. I'm just going to slot him in here. Now, he is a bit awkwardly priced at 386,000, but the Dogs, they've just got that off-field drama going on. I think Parra will put some points on them, and then the Titans straight after. So yes, I know I've got Moses, but Blake as well there to just jump on those first 2 games might be a decent option. So this leaves me with $15,000, not too much left. Let's just save that and have a look at it. Put Williams in there. So a decent 17 there with Pappenhausen, Carrigan, Williams, Leilua. Again, I'd probably start with this. I think I'd go with Will Army over here against the Tigers, because Gold Coast Titans, Watkins, have the Raiders there. Again, who knows though? Coming now before kickoff, definitely going to be checking who is in the starting 17. Now, Lomax is pretty set there. He is the goal kicker playing fullback, although he didn't look like he was wrapping around the back in many plays in the trials. But against the Tigers, that might be a bit of a free-flowing game, so I'm hoping for some points from Lomax. So the center's definitely the awkward position there. No rock bottom dollar players there except Avarillo, who isn't even playing, so it's a bit awkward having to spend a bit of money in there. I could go the likes of Shibasaki or Mann to even free up more cash, maybe upgrade Milford to Johnson, but I do like this. Now, before we move on, I was also thinking of going with Sewer. Sewer has been named on the edge, much cheaper as well, but I do prefer Williams in the lock position, but this just frees up cash now and gives me closer to 500,000. Now, I did have Katoni Staggs in my previous video as Isako was on the bench. I was a bit unsure of how long Isako would play to take the goal kicking from Staggs, but with the Jack Bird ACL injury, I'm guessing Isako's going to join the team, and that would probably take Staggs' goal-kicking chances away from him. But then at the moment, if Isako's back in the team, if he gets that fullback spot, I could slot him in there, even if he's playing wing, just to have another goal kicker in there. But 500k, again, no one's jumping out at me, except I have had Joey Leilua also in a team. So Joey Leilua could be an option. That would still be within the budget there. So I could go Sewer and Leilua, or Sewer and Isako, or go Williams back to Blake. But get down in the comments section and let me know what you think of this team. If you haven't followed me on Twitter at NRLSC Huddle, make sure you do, because I will be posting my team before lockout. But post your team down below. Let me know what it's looking like. I think that come tomorrow, this might change a little bit. I might also look for a different nuff, as the Bulldogs are playing the first game, and who knows, Moses might have an absolute blinder, 150 points, and then if I want to loop him, I will not be able to do it unless I get rid of someone else to nuff them out just to get those points, but that might be a bit extreme for round 1. But again, that is the team. Thanks for watching. Get your team, get your questions in. Round 1's nearly here. I'll catch you soon.